Welcome to Bleav in 76ers with your hosts, former 76ers point guard Eric Snow and two Sixers fanatics in Marcus and Tasia Dash. Bleav in 76ers is presented by betonline.ag.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the year. It's football season, and you know what that means? It means it's time to get in on BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. Think you know your stuff? Get in on our $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of $200,000. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our 150 slot games. Head to the website today and get in on the action. BetOnline. The game starts here. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Bleav in 76ers podcast. I'm Marcus Dash here with legendary 76ers point guard Eric Snow and my brother Tasia Dash. Hope everybody had a nice Thanksgiving. Obviously, Sixers had an overtime game and then followed by a nice victory Saturday night over the Detroit Pistons. But yeah, guys, lots to get into from what we saw over the last few games. So let's begin right away. We got a lot of topics to go over. So right away, Sixers lose overtime game against the Rockets. Then you come over to Saturday night and you kind of, dominate the Pistons. And it was on the backs of KJ Martin, Ricky Council, and Adem Bona. And a lot of people were really happy because a lot of Sixers fans have been wanting Nick Nurse to play the young guys and have this youth movement while some of the guys like Embiid are out. What did you guys make of some of these young bucks stepping up and dominating without Embiid?
I was happy. I was happy to see them take advantage of opportunities because the one thing I do know is during the long season, things will happen where injuries going to happen, guys are going to sit out, and it's always impressive to see your young guys get that opportunity, and then when they come and get that opportunity, they play well. It bodes well for the future. It bodes well for the current season, and it bodes well for their career, for them to take advantage of the opportunity that they get. So I've been highly impressed with their production in the minutes that they've received.
Yeah, I love that we're finally seeing a plethora of wings that we can just toss in there and they look serviceable, right? At worst at this point. I think Martin's been playing great. He's been providing defensive versatility, athleticism, a nice shooting touch that he's been working on over the years. Council's just a flat out athlete. He's so friggin' active. He's all over the floor. Like he's 100% effort, and he is not shy at all. Like him and McCain are two just not shy young guys. They just go for it whenever they have the ball and they don't care. I love that. He's just proven, and both of them really proven that they're deserving of playing time, even when everyone else is back. Like they need to have a role. I know Martin's got the whole trade rumor thing, so we'll have to see with that. But Council definitely throughout the year and going forward, he's a guy who deserves playing time no matter what. Bona looks a little raw, but we knew that, right? We weren't expecting to kind of thrust him into the lineup like he is now. He's out of position a couple times in the game, but playing extended minutes versus the Pistons is not a great start to your extended playing time career. Pistons they're big and they're physical. Like Duran is not small; he's a big dude. And Stewart is really, really physical. He's a D lineman down there. So not an easy team to get extended minutes for, especially just like getting your feet wet. But I think he fought well. He fought well for rebounds. He held his own. He could flat out block shots. And he's another guy who's all effort. He puts it all out there. So it'll be fun to see him filling shoes for Embiid and now for the time being Drummond, especially the next couple games because, Orlando and Charlotte are not small teams. They have some size.
Do you guys think that even when Caleb Martin, Kyle Lowry, and all these guys come back, that Council and KJ Martin will continue to get these minutes? Obviously, I know Bona's dependent on Andre Drummond's health status and Embiid's health status, but the other two, do you guys still anticipate them to be cycled in?
I believe that those guys have played well enough to warrant an opportunity when they come back. I believe that. The guys that are playing that we just spoke about will have to perform at a high level to continue to get those minutes. I do Bleav that now it's a open competition for those minutes. And it may change from game to game, from week to week, or month to month. But I do think that it's an open competition right now, the way they've performed with their opportunities, that you just can't summon them back to the bench and not play. I mean, obviously we know McCain is going to find minutes, even though those minutes, aren't the same when guys are like when Paul came back. But I do think that it's somehow, some way, it's going to have to, those guys are going to have to perform at a certain level, or those young guys will be back in there really quick. At least I hope so, or I would think so.
Yeah, I'm not going to dog the other Martin, Caleb, because he's been playing injured, and we have to consider that. But Council and KJ deserve more time. They deserve more look. You can't just sit them down, because it's not like we were a dominant winning team before they went down. So whatever your bright spot is, you have to keep playing them. You have to just go with your bright spots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved what Council's been giving us. Even in that Houston game, I think he had a double-double that game. So he played really well. And he had like 10 boards or whatnot. But, yeah, love what he's been doing. Active hands. Got to love it. All right, so now we're going to go to our questions from our subscribers. We got one that we're going to go with today, and then we'll do a few on Friday, but we'll just go for one today. And it's from our guy, Nelson Martinez 4722. His question: I feel like a fake Sixers fan even asking this, but I think it's time. When is it time to give up on Joel Embiid? Can we honestly win a championship with someone as injury-prone as him? We have to keep him the rest of the year because of the contract, but is a trade this offseason something that you feel could realistically happen? Tasia, if Embiid took a pay cut, would you be willing to deal with the injuries if it meant no championships? Just kidding. I love the show, guys. Eric, you're a true Sixers GOAT.
Okay, thank you, Nelson. Let me see here. He said a couple things here differently. I mean, a few different things. Do I think the Sixers can win a championship with him being injury prone? Yes. How is him not being injured during the run and when they're playing well? So you could be injury prone, but if you're healthy when you make your run, it's no different than a guy. Let me give you an example. Anthony Davis, per se, who was known to be a little injury prone, but when the Lakers made their run during the bubble, he was playing. So if you get hot, you make your run, then if he's playing, he's healthy, and he's playing at the level that we all know he's capable of playing, even though we don't know if he's ever going to get back there, we just hope so. If he's playing at that level, then yes, they can. But it's more about the opportunity of him being able to do it. As far as him resting him for the rest of the year, rest of the season, I understand that thought. I'm not there yet. My biggest issue is I really don't know what's wrong with him. I don't know what's wrong. I mean, I know what part of his body it is, but we really don't know the severity of it. We don't really know what's wrong. So I'm sort of answering the question based on he will play this year and he will come back. That being said, I don't think that it's shutdown time now, because one, it's still early in the season, even though statistics say we're not going to make a comeback. But I do feel, being on record is 4-14, and we're only like 3 or so games back from the 10th seed.
Yep.
I think with the play-in games, you still give yourself an opportunity to play in the postseason. And if we obviously can be right during that time, we have a great chance to continue to play. So I would say maybe whatever their plan is, you can probably continue to plan, and then hopefully the team can improve once everyone gets back and you kind of see improvement and we're kind of moving up the standings. I don't think you do that from that perspective, and I would expect him to come back. Now, if this is something that's not going to get better this year, and it's obvious that's the case, I think you would come to a point where you shut them down, but not in enough to make a trade during the season. I just don't think you can trade a guy like this during the season. But during the off season, you can move him, but you may not have very much leverage if you haven't played him this season. So even with his immense amount of talent, you can cut your leverage by him sitting out the whole season. So I think it bodes well for everyone for him to play as much as possible, if he can.
First off, would I be okay with a pay cut? Yeah.
Yes, you will. Yes, of course you will. Yeah. Anybody gets less money, you okay with it?
Yes. I mean, if he plays 30% less games, 30% less money, I don't see a problem with that. So this isn't the NFL, so there's no such thing as a pay cut anyway. They don't really do that in the NBA. So it does feel weird just saying this, but because of Embiid's contract and injury concerns, I don't know if a team would take him on with that size contract and what he's got going on right now and the mystery behind it. I don't know if a team would, especially all the cap restrictions we have in the NBA now. This isn't the old NBA where you could just trade someone and just go over the cap. You can't do that anymore. So,
I do think that it's someone out there that would take him, but like I know, that all depends on what you're taking back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I thought of one. This is the one I came up with. If Curry and him are very close, if Curry went to management and Kerr and were like, hey, the final, the final dance, last dance for us to try to make it work here. Get Embiid. Let's do it. Get Embiid here. We'll manage his minutes. Make it happen. Right? That's a team trying to just push while Curry's in his last final few years. I wouldn't think that'd be crazy. They've been an all-in. They were trying to go for George. They've been kind of an all-in status for a little while now, especially as their team just gets older. But again, what are we taking back here? What we got, Wiggins and Gary Payton and Kuminga would be like the main piece there. But I mean, does that really help us in the picks for a team that's going to be probably in the 20s for the next few years with that team assembled? I mean, that's the kind of deal you're looking at, though, right? You're not looking at getting, an unprotected first round pick for 3 years in a row. Not that what we would have gotten years ago for him. So, yeah, I mean, trading's an option for the teams that can actually do it. But what are those teams looking to send back? Because any team looking to send back stuff wants to be a contender with Embiid. That's why they're trading for him, right, in the short window that he has left. So I don't even think it'd be worth it to do it. I mean, even if you could, what would you be getting back? Stuff for Embiid. So, and then to get the true value return, he needs to look like himself again. But if he looks like himself again, then Nelson Martinez is not going to want to do that deal anymore. So the moment Embiid looks like himself, averaging 33 and 11, no one's going to want to be talking about sending Embiid for stuff anymore. That's going to go bye-bye. So, it's all about what's happening right now.
And again, they gave him that deal knowing what his problem with his knee was. So they obviously, Sixers management obviously is okay with what's going on there.
Yep.
So, all right, Nelson, we appreciate the question, man. We appreciate the love. Yeah, man. So now we're getting to our final topics here. We got game picks. Before we see you guys on Friday, we have 2 games between now and then. We have back-to-back in between them. But so tonight, we'll be traveling to Charlotte to play the Hornets. The Sixers opened up as a 4.5-point favorite on the road. What do you guys have in this game against the Charlotte Hornets?
I think we win with LaMelo Ball out, Grant Williams out for the season. I don't know if Bridges is still out or not, but we have to go win this game. I mean, we have to go in there and win the game that right now I Bleav is ahead of us in the standings, so we got to start winning, beating these teams, thinking about tiebreakers and all that stuff, and especially Eastern Conference teams. And we have to win this.
Yeah, I think we get our first win streak of the season coming here. So 2 in a row. I think we cover that. I think it's closer than we want it to be, but I still think we cover over 4.5, 5 at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think we cover 2.
We start winning games that we should win. How about that?
Yeah, I Bleav it opened up at 4.5, then it went to 5, and some sport books have it at 5 and 5.5 right now. So the money is back in the Sixers, even at Charlotte. Yeah. All right, and we have a back-to-back tomorrow night. We go against we host the Orlando Magic, and no line for that game, but they've been a pretty hot team. Franz Wagner looks really good. But who do you guys have in this one Wednesday night at Philly against the Orlando Magic?
My feel is that we can beat them. Like I said, we've had some success, even though we didn't have success the first time we met them. I just don't know who we're gonna have with the back-to-back. I don't trust our lineup or us playing or guys truly playing in the back-to-back. So my heart says we win. My gut says we don't.
We played him pretty good the last time we were down by, I think, 1 going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we played them good in the first half.
Yeah.
They pulled away.
We also had Embiid and George and no Maxey that game, so it's a little different.
But they were also. But that was the first game or so we didn't score. Or what, 80 or 90 points? Or we didn't score 80 points or something.
We had 86.
What was it?
We had 86.
Yeah, 80 or 90.
We scored 90. I think. I mean, it's tough to judge based on not knowing availability. I think George plays the back-to-back, and I think we win. I think we get our 3-game win streak. How about that? I think Paolo's still out, right? Paolo's still out. Yeah, I think we just I think if George sits, we lose. But I think if George ends up playing, we'll come up with the win. The size thing is going to be tough. They're not a small team.
Sound good.
Look at you, man. KJ Martin's really getting you pumped up, buddy. I love that. I love to see that.
I know.
But all right, guys. Well, that does it for us. We'll see you guys Friday when we preview another matchup of this Orlando Magic and 76ers series. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll see you guys Friday. Take it easy, fellas.
Later on, guys.
All right, take it easy.